basically the end goal, which we haven't found out, is I want to find out if this guy's alive.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because remember Georgie looked up the guy's name on Facebook and he found a dead guy and he thought it kind of looked like him.
Maybe it's just suspicion because her first marriage ended being widowed, and she's attorney, so she'd probably know how to get away with it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you're insinuating that this random stranger you have known nothing about is going around killing her ex-husband.
If we find out that this second guy died,
it's gonna be so. So basically,
oh my God.
it turns into we gotta find out who this guy is.
We don't gotta find anything.
we gotta find out who this
you
guy
might
is.
be onto something here.
We're trying. So
you should be behind bars here.
You cannot in good faith be defending this.
So it starts with me seeing a bunch of videos about people like using like digital cameras because old shit's coming back. Like the same way some people like exclusively shoot on film. People like vinyl records,
Polaroids
like old
and stuff.
Polaroids. Yeah. The next natural progression is people really liking the look of like old digital cameras and the way that they like compress color and stuff. And it's pretty cool. I've been really wanting to get into it. Every single video is like, I took this with a $2 camera, right? But in reality, it's not a $2 camera. It's a camera they happen to thrift at a thrift store for $2. And if you want to like buy it, it's actually like $200. And it's like clickbait and whatever. And it's been bugging me. Anyway, I've been going around to thrift stores hoping to, luck out in a similar way. And at one like thrift store, I found an old digital camera. So I got the camera. It doesn't turn on. And I'm like, okay, I think it's probably the battery. Battery is not charging. I go and buy a replacement battery and a charger for it. The new battery works. The old battery is dead, which is why I'm guessing they just stopped using it and got rid of it. But so I finally get the camera turned on. And because I got it turned on, it means I can plug it into my computer and I can see what's on the memory stick. I finally open up the pictures on my computer and I'm just desperate. I'm hoping that there's something here. And it's basically pictures of this couple. And at first it's like normal stuff. Like there's like some vacation photos in there. They go on like a cruise. There's some pictures of like their cat. There's a bunch of pictures of their cat and like their friends. A bunch of like selfies. I was hoping for something crazy. There are a couple kind of freaky pictures. Whatever. Because I'm like, I want something interesting. And I'm getting to the end of it. And then I realize that the last things on this camera are them having a marriage certificate signed. So I'm like, oh, they've been dating this whole time. They haven't been married. This is them getting married. That's cool. And then I realize that there is a clear not a clear picture. There is a picture of their marriage certificate that's about like, I'd say like 75% just out in the open. You can read all of it.
Yeah.
All of the woman's information that includes on the marriage certificate, and like maybe like a little bit less than half of the guy's information.
Because I think it's like hand is blocking.
Yeah, he's like covering his hand.
Yeah, the guy who is signing it is actively signing it, so his hand's just on it.
So, yeah.
Is this weird? Is this when I got weird?
No, I was gonna say. So most people would say, "Oh, that's kind of interesting," and then call it a day.
I remember I came in for D&D, and I see Matt sharing his thing. It's like, oh, it must be unusual memes or something. Just showing that, and I pop in. You guys are looking at some piece of some document, reading it, trying to figure out what some blocked words. I'm like, what's going on here?
So
the best is that because the guy's hand's covering his information or something, we knew the girl was an attorney. But the guy, his job description, all we knew was it ended with what? IST?
IST. Yeah.
And we were like, well, that could be a lot of things.
I want to know what it is.
We were getting pretty interested even before that when we found out it was her second marriage.
So on the marriage certificate under her it says I think it's like WID.
And it was WID for widowed.
Well, it said widowed for her. And then I'm like, oh, well, the other guy. And right between the guy that's signing its fingers, I saw the letters DIV.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that must mean divorced. This is both their second marriage. Interesting. A second chance at love, perhaps. We're doing this. And so George starts Googling. And then he finds out something interesting. That this attorney is registered as like for the bar, I guess is the word for it.
Yeah.
Like as an attorney
Mhm.
for both here and so we're like,
Yeah.
oh, why are they going? Also, not me, by the way, but I was very happy he did it. George looked up their address because that or her address. And specifically,
At
he
this
found
point, we're definitely in the this is creepy.
it
territory.
is a little weird.
Wait,
but-
folks, it gets worse.
He looks up
Oh, God.
he looks up the address, and we see it's not that it's listed for sale. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, this is huge, because that's probably why I got their camera, because this is all very recent, like within the past couple weeks, maybe a week or two. And I check this store maybe every couple weeks, so I definitely have not seen this camera there before. So it's very recent. That camera was not there for a very long time. And I'm wondering, okay, what's going on? And then what we find out is we find some information about the attorney, and we find that she's single. It lists no spouse on it. And we're like, oh my God, it didn't work out. The relationship that we saw building on this camera, the beautiful moments between man and woman, this beautiful life that they were going to put together, this second chance at love, it didn't work. So we're like, oh shit, this is intense, right? So
Oh, keep going, because I have nothing to add. This, like, you have crossed
Yeah, this is
the
like,
line.
this is intense. This
You
is
crossed
intense.
the line a while ago.
We're
You are meddling with people.
not meddling
like-
with them. It's not like we're contacting them or asking them about
When
it.
it got to the point where I jokingly said to George, should we drive to their house? And he said yes.
Basically, the end goal, which we haven't found
I trying
out,
to figure out how I can justify this.
is I want to find out if this guy's alive.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because remember, Georgie looked up the guy's name on Facebook and he found a dead guy and he thought it kind of looked like him.
I want to find out if this guy's alive, because I don't know. Maybe it's just suspicion because her first marriage ended being widowed, and she's attorney, so she'd probably know how to get away with it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you're insinuating that this random stranger you have known nothing about is going around killing her
I'm just saying,
ex-husband.
if we find out that this second guy died,
It's gonna be
we might-
so. What? So basically,
oh my god.
it turns into we gotta find out who this guy is.
We don't gotta find anything.
we gotta find out who this
we
guy
might
is.
be onto something here. Robert.
We're trying. So we're
You
done-
should be behind bars
Justin,
here.
you cannot in good faith be defending this.
so here's what we're going on a journey. We're trying to find out who this guy is, because it's his information we don't have. We have like where he, like his residence, we have his name.
You have more information than the stranger would
so-
like you to have.
So what we need to find, they shouldn't have sold the camera. So what I'm saying, what main thing we won't need to find in order to validate anything that we find about this guy based on his name, because there could be just plenty of people with the name. The main piece of information that we don't have is his occupation, because that's what's
Yeah.
covered.
Well,
It's covered, right? It's just something ist. And
we have
based
a-
on
I think you're about to say the same thing, that we have a rough estimation of how many letters long it is.
Yeah, we have a rough estimation of how many letters it is based on the spacing of the woman's. It's like where it starts relative to the word occupation. So if we kind of take that and we kind of see how far it goes, we estimated maybe like 9 or 10 letters of something that ends in ist.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, let's try to
Now-
figure this out. Yeah.
I don't know. Are you still building to something, or
I mean, we found
we
some,
we found a very good suspect.
we found a very good suspect.
We found
Uh,
someone where the name matched, the rough place he lived matched, And the occupation was optometrist, right?
Audiologist.
Audiologist it was.
Yeah, the name, which fits the letters, which fits our suspicion on how long it would be. The birthday kind of fit, although we were a little bit shaky on it because it's based on what time of the. It's like what the website says his age is, versus like what it actually would be. But it's down to like what part of the year you're counting from, right? Like very easily. Like you look at my age, you say I'm born, 98, and it's 23. You could say I'm 25.
You're obviously 25.
Yeah, you could say I'm 20. You could just look at that, do the basic math, and be like, "Oh, he's 25 years old." No, I'm 24. But like you see what it is.
Yeah.
But the name matches. The occupation could match. What would really solidify it is if that thing gave a middle name, because we do know his middle name. But that didn't give it.
This is creepy.
It's
I mean,
just
he's not doing anything with it.
it's just
moral of the story, y'all.
It's geoguessr, but with people.
Is if you're getting rid of any kind of technology, make sure everything of data, every bit of data is wiped.
What I think happened was I think that they thought the camera was broken because they probably tried to charge the battery and it didn't work.
I hope they're listening to the podcast.
They're listening. That would be insane.
Hey, wait a second. We sold a camera recently.
Wait a second. I killed my husband.
Oh my god.